As days turned into weeks, Sandra and Michael's bond grew even stronger. The villagers were buzzing with curiosity and excitement when they discovered that the humble girl they had come to love was actually their princess. Sandra continued to spend time in the village, blending her royal duties with her desire to live a simple life. One day, while helping Michael in the fields, Sandra noticed a group of men approaching. Their fine clothes and serious expressions indicated they were messengers from the palace. The leader of the group, a tall man with a stern face, stepped forward and bowed. "Princess Sandra, your presence is required at the palace immediately. There are urgent matters that need your attention," he announced. Sandra nodded, her heart sinking. She knew that her dual life was becoming harder to maintain. "I will come with you," she replied. Turning to Michael, she squeezed his hand. "I'll return as soon as I can." Michael smiled reassuringly. "Go, Sandra. Your people need you. I'll be here waiting." As Sandra arrived at the palace, she was greeted by her worried parents. "Sandra, there's trouble in the kingdom," the king said, his voice grave. "There's been unrest in the northern territories, and we need to find a solution quickly." Sandra listened carefully, her mind racing. She had learned so much from the villagers and Michael about the struggles of the common people. "Father, I believe we need to visit the northern territories ourselves. We need to understand their grievances and find a way to address them directly." King and Queen exchanged glances, impressed by their daughter's wisdom. "You are right, Sandra," the Queen said. "We will prepare to leave immediately." During the journey to the northern territories, Sandra couldn't stop thinking about Michael. She missed his calm presence and wise words. She wondered how he was managing the fields without her help. Upon arriving, Sandra and her parents were met with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. The local leaders were surprised to see the royal family among them. Sandra, determined to bridge the gap, spoke to the people directly. She listened to their concerns about unfair taxes and lack of resources. She assured them that changes would be made. The king was proud of Sandra's diplomatic skills. "You have grown into a remarkable leader," he told her. "Your humility and compassion are exactly what our kingdom needs." Back in Kumasi, Michael continued to work tirelessly. He missed Sandra dearly, but found solace in the belief that she was making a difference. One evening, while tending to the fields, he was approached by an elderly man who looked familiar. It was the same stern-faced messenger who had summoned Sandra to the palace. "Young man," the messenger said, his tone softer this time, "I have a message for you from the princess." Michael's heart raced. "What is it?" The messenger handed him a small, neatly folded letter. With trembling hands, Michael opened it and read Sandra's heartfelt words. "Dear Michael, I miss you more than words can say. My duties here are important, but my heart longs to be back in the village with you. The work we are doing is challenging but necessary for the well-being of our people. I promise to return as soon as I can. Please take care and know that you are always in my thoughts. With all my love, Sandra." Michael smiled, feeling a surge of warmth and determination. He knew that their love was strong enough to withstand any distance or challenge. Meanwhile, in the northern territories, Sandra continued to work tirelessly alongside her parents. She forged strong relationships with the local leaders and ensured that their needs were met. The king announced new policies to reduce taxes and improve living conditions, earning the trust and gratitude of the people. As peace and stability returned to the northern territories, Sandra finally felt it was time to return home. She was eager to see Michael and resume her simple life in the village. Upon her return, she was greeted with cheers and smiles from the villagers, who had missed her dearly. Michael was there, standing at the edge of the crowd, his eyes filled with love and pride. Sandra ran to him, and they embraced tightly. "I'm back," she whispered. "And I never stopped believing in you," Michael replied. Their reunion was joyful, but Sandra knew there were still many challenges ahead. She was determined to balance her royal duties with her desire to live humbly among her people. Together, she and Michael faced whatever the future held, their hearts united in love and purpose. As Sandra settled back into village life, she brought with her a renewed sense of purpose. She and Michael worked side by side, tending the fields and helping their community. Sandra's experiences had given her new insights into leadership and compassion, and she used these to make a positive impact on both her village and the kingdom. One evening, as they sat together watching the sunset, Sandra and Michael talked about their future. "I've learned so much from this journey," Sandra said, her eyes reflecting the golden light of the setting sun. "I want to continue to help our people, but I also want to be here with you." Michael took her hand and smiled. "We can do both, Sandra. Together, we can make a difference." The following years were filled with hard work and dedication. Sandra and Michael started various initiatives to improve the lives of the villagers. They set up a school where Sandra taught children how to read and write, and a health clinic to provide basic medical care. They also worked on agricultural projects to ensure food security for the village. Word of their efforts spread, and soon, people from neighboring villages came to seek their help and advice. Sandra's leadership and humility won the hearts of many, and Michael's steadfast support made their endeavors successful. One day, the king and queen visited the village to see the progress for themselves. They were deeply impressed by the changes and the harmony that Sandra and Michael had brought to the community. The king addressed the villagers, his voice filled with pride. "My daughter, Princess Sandra, has shown us all what true leadership looks like. She has demonstrated that humility, compassion, and hard work can bring about great change. We are proud of her and grateful to Michael for his unwavering support." Sandra stood beside Michael, holding his hand. She knew that their journey had been difficult, but it was worth it. They had built a life filled with love, purpose, and service to others. As their story came to a close, Sandra reflected on the lessons she had learned. Moral lesson 1: true value comes from within. Michael discovered that true worth is not found in titles or wealth, but in the character and kindness of a person. This lesson aligns with Proverbs 31:30, which says, "Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." Sandra's humility and genuine care for others earned her true respect and love. Moral lesson 2: serving others brings fulfillment. By dedicating themselves to helping their community, Sandra and Michael found true happiness and purpose. This reflects the teaching in Mark 10:45, where Jesus says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Their service to others brought them joy and fulfillment beyond what any royal privilege could provide. Moral lesson 3: love and support create strong partnerships. Sandra and Michael's relationship thrived because they supported and respected each other. Their partnership shows the importance of mutual respect and cooperation, as described in Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Their united efforts brought positive change to their community and strengthened their bond. As Sandra and Michael stood together, watching their village flourish, they knew that their love and dedication had made a lasting impact. Their story was a testament to the power of humility, service, and true partnership. And so, their legacy of love and compassion continued to inspire others for generations to come.